Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. My name is Heiko, and as you can tell, we need a shave today. I was somewhat committed to reviewing the third Maxwell June DE razor that I have gotten. You guys remember I had Maxwell June MJ-EX as the first model that I reviewed of the new Maxwell June DE razor lineup, and I really fell in love with this thing. And then I reached out to Maxwell June and asked if they would be willing to send me the other two missing ones, the MJ and the MJ-SX, which is the mildest version, the one for sensitive skin. And the SX is the only one that we haven't shaved with, but then I made a mistake. The mistake is that I let it grow out way too far. It's again 3 or 4 days of growth. And to be fair to a razor that's really designed to be a daily shaver, a daily use item, so that you actually can take advantage of its mildness and still the efficiency that's built in. But if I would now present to you a really mild, sensitive skin compatible razor on 3 or 4 days of my pretty wiry stubbles, we probably would not get a really good shaving result, and therefore it would look like the razor, oh, it's too mild, it doesn't shave or whatever. So I decided to just shave with the SX, the MJ-SX by Maxwell June next, when I actually have only like a day of growth in my face. So it's a little bit more realistic scenario for a razor like this. The MJ-EX is the little bit of extra efficiency, the little bit more towards the guy that wants quick efficiency in the morning, get it done. This one I know is going to be able to take care of this 3 or 4 days of growth. And I want to put it up against another one of my favorites here. This razor really has seen a lot of use. It's the RazoRock Lupo 95 Open Comb Stainless Steel. Pretty long name. They are actually price-wise relatively comparable. $89, I think, is the MJ-EX made in the US. And the dirty, often used RazoRock Lupo 95 Open Comb Stainless Steel, I think it's also around the $90 range, made in Canada. So they are both fully stainless steel, and they are both made, at least on the North American continent. Let's weigh them against each other. No blade in it. The EX, MJ-EX, 105 grams, and the Lupo, 102 grams. So weight-wise, they are very comparable. So one is, of course, a straight close comb razor that is just a pleasure to use. Absolutely love this thing. And the Lupo looks very menacing. It's an open comb. It's also a relatively efficient razor. I wouldn't quite put it at the level of a Müller R41, but it is a little bit more spicy. But I really, really like this one as well. And that's why I've been using it so often. This one and this one, they have been like taking turns. And I figure, I should probably put them up against each other. Forgive my little bit of nasally, raspy voice today. I'm still getting over a cold that I had right around Christmas. So we're now in 2026 and we're getting right back into it. Let's do a comparison. My sink is already filled. My amethyst basin is filled. I showed you guys this little 3D printed Maxwell June device that they sent me with those two razors, which is made to load razors. So you can put your razor head in there, take the handle off, just leave the top cap in there, take a blade and just drop it in there. Lines up really nicely. Base plate on top. And then take the handle. And I think some of the guys in the comment section, they were actually really interested in this. I hope Maxwell starts making this and sells it on their webpage, or maybe makes it an add-on to if you buy a razor or something like this. So we already have one razor loaded. I'm using Persona Super Blades, and this is specifically made for the MJ series of razors, but I'm gonna try if maybe it will work with another brand razor, which I think it should. It's probably close enough in fit here. So we're putting a blade on there, base plate, and tighten it up, and it works, and I never had to touch really anything sharp. So now we have two stainless steel razors, one a close comb, one an open comb. one made in the US, one made in Canada. What else are we going to use? We're going to do the full-on Purazo green lineup today. Here is the pre-shave. Let's just put a little bit on. Forgive my fading voice. The more I talk, I'm not from the East Coast, the more I talk, the worse it gets. But we still need to shave, and I wanted to show you two of my absolute favorite razors. The Lupo 95 open comb stainless steel, can't speak, and the Maxwell June MJ-EX. All right, so and then we're gonna grab my little mug here, plastic mug, which has my Purazo green pug in it, and I'm gonna grab a timeless aluminum handled brush with a synthetic knot. Really nice setup. This is the handle that you can just unscrew and then take the knot and a little collet, rubber collet out, and replace the knot. Put a different size in it, put a badger in it, and they give you a whole set of those rubber collets. I think this is a really good idea. Solid billet aluminum. Timeless makes those in Ohio, also here in the US. So really good lineup of products. So we're just gonna get the knot wet. I'm gonna squeeze out most of the warm water and go right into my little plastic mug. And we're gonna lather up. Let's add a little bit more water. The lathering experts would probably put some blooming water on top of the pug and let it soak in and bloom, as it's called, which makes the lathering then a little easier. But hey, this is just a, what do you call it? A means to an end. We are doing this to accomplish a shave with two razors that I really like. So these two are absolutely recommended. If you are a well-rounded, seasoned DE wet shaver and you want to have a couple razors that have a little bit more efficiency than the normal run-of-the-mill, and you want to get it done in the morning, 6 o'clock, and you want to be done with a 1 or 2 pass shave, those two razors are absolutely great. All right, lots of lather. Let's get it in the face here. So yeah, we went traveling down to Southern California to spend time down there with my wife's family over Christmas. And as soon as we showed up, I got sick, and then I was lying in bed for the first 3 days, and I'm still coughing a little bit. I'm still getting over the tail end of that. Oh yeah, nicely mentholated. It's really kind of an interesting mix when you use warm water with mentholated soap. It actually works really well. Make sure you hydrate your lather enough. So I keep dipping into water. Your dry skin will immediately wick water out of the lather. Very good, very good, very good. All right, we're just gonna do right side the MJ-EX, left side the Lupo. And here we go. First pass with the grain up here, down the neck is against the grain. Very, very pleasant. It just has the right amount of efficiency. They got the geometry on this razor just perfect. The Persona Super Blades, made in the US as well, they just get it done. Even down on my neck, I have absolutely no problems just going right over it. It cuts everything off, the blade does. And the geometry of this razor blade with a very curved blade gives it a nice shallow angle of attack. No tugging, no scraping. Very good. This razor, the MJ-EX, I don't know, second to almost none. There are are some other razors in my collection that get close or are equal, but this razor right out of the gate was really a good find. All right, and here now the Lupo 95 open comb. So 0.95 millimeter blade gap. And it looks so menacing because it's open comb. But from the blade feel perspective, it's almost identical to the MJEX. It feels a little different because you have the little prongs, you know. You don't have the smooth close comb. Yeah, I would say this has maybe a little bit more blade feel than the MJEX. Due to its open comb nature. Again, super great blade. The Persona Super are just super sharp. They're getting the stuff done. And now we already have first pass completed. I would say there's a little bit more left here on the MJEX side. Close comb, a little milder, a little bit less blade feel, probably a little bit less blade exposure if you just compare them to each other here. There is more blade gap on the side, there is more blade exposure, and it's an open comb. So there's definitely a little bit of an efficiency advantage on the Lupo side, but it also is a little bit more aggressive, and you could potentially, if you're not careful, cut yourself a little easier. And this one, the EX, is just so forgiving and so gentle while being efficient. And that is just exactly what I liked about it. You can get the job done while it really feels very, very gentle and very, you know, forgiving. All right, let's lather up a second time. Get a little bit more water on there. Oop. Slinging it around. Very good, very good, very good. All right, let's do a second pass. This one is going to be across the grain up here and with the grain down there. All right, MJEX. Very good. And with a grain on the neck. On my neck down here, I always do against the grain first and then with the grain the second pass. That's just how I figured it out to be easy on the skin. All right, and here now the Lupo 95. On the MJEX side, I do use a little bit more pressure, and on this side, I am very, very light on the pressure, because I know if I would work this a little harder, I would probably nick myself. Very good. And yeah, very gentle on the pressure because there is a lot of open blade. You know, if you push too hard, your skin pushes into the prongs and then the blade can, you know, get it. And then suddenly you have a nick. All right, so let's do a quick little comparison here. Second pass really brought it even. This is clean. I also started doing across the grain on my upper lip. So I do with the grain and then I do across the grain on both sides. And that really cleans things up. Maybe on the jawline I could do a little bit of a pickup pass, which we should probably do. It's always down here, right here, where I have a little bit of some leftover stuff. It's just really the hardest part of my face to shave. Very good. I might actually have a little nick right there. I felt that earlier. Very good. All right, so I think that is all we need for today. Very good result. Both of those razors, highly recommended. Stainless steel, heirloom quality, good knurling, decent size and weight. This is, by the way, the MJEX with a shorter handle. Lupo, they make all kinds of different handle designs that you can pick when you buy one of those. Yeah, both highly recommended. If you want a little bit more spicy, see how they make those little curved cutouts here. So the cutting edge of the blade is literally right up to the edge of the razor. And blade tabs are covered on both sides. And then MJEX, Maxwell June, they rounded over the edges. I love it. They even rounded over the edge here of the top cap, if you see that. So everything is rounded over, feels good, feels nice. And we're just gonna rinse off now. And today is a special day. I get the alum block out. I know you guys always ask for that. Dip it in some water. My face is still wet and now we're just gonna run over it. There's a little nick down there. You know, it happens. The rest feels great. There's a little bit of in that area where I did the cleanup pass. And we're just letting that sit for a few seconds. And then I wash off one more time. And then we can dry the face. And like I said, we're gonna do the full Parasso green. This is the big bottle, 400 milliliters, and I'm already halfway through. I really love that stuff. Here we go. Nice puddle in the face. Alcohol based. Gives you the tingle, the little alcohol burn. And it sucks everything together. The little nick is already gone. And then on top of that, once it's evaporated, we're using Parasso Green Aftershave Balm, which is Balsamo Dopo Bara Refrescante. And then we're done for today. Compared two incredibly well-made and well-priced razors. One made in Canada, the Lupo by RazoRock. Really, really like it. And the other one, the newer discovery, the MJEX, they came out in September with the whole lineup of those three razors. And I was told by my friends over at Maxwell June that they started out with the MJ and then they added on the Extra or the EX and the SX, which is the more gentle, more geared towards the sensitive skin. So you have something for everyone. The MJ is really your go-to everyday shaver. And then the SX is for someone who really has sensitive skin. And then the EX, the Extra or the Expert, is for the guy that wants a little bit more efficiency. And I think they got this just right. This is exactly the amount of efficiency that I need when I shave every 2-3 days and I have lots of wiry stubble in my face. And the Lupo, I mean, you can't go wrong. This might be too aggressive for a few of you. This is on my aggressiveness scale. I would put this at a 3.5 to 4. So from 1 to 5, we're at a 4. This is pretty high. But I don't know, it just jives with me. It just works really well. I have no problem. I don't nick myself with it. I can do this at 6:30 in the morning with this kind of aggressiveness. And then this one here, I would probably put it at 2.5. So it's not at the bottom. It's not Merkur 34C level. It just has enough efficiency, enough blade feel. It's just right where I like it. All right. Check them out. I put some links down below for you guys so you can find Maxwell and you can find RazoRock. Hope you enjoyed this little comparison video. Let me know if you want to see any other comparisons, and I will see you in the next one. Most likely with the MJSX razor. All right, guys, that's it. Take care. Bye.